Hi, I'm Zach. I'm the co-founder of Uxer. In my 15 years of automation work, my team and I have built over 50,000 workflows. Today, I will show you how we use Uxer to do hyper-personalized LinkedIn outreach faster, cheaper, and more reliable than anything else. Most AI tools look great in a demo. They can book a meeting or search for flights. But in real-world use cases, when you really need to gather data, adapt to changes, or work across many apps, they fail because they only use large language models. And an LLM can see your screen or click on things directly, and they are not trained on your specific needs. That's why we built Uxer. It's an AI plus on-screen actions. It's like giving your automation eyes, hands, and a brain. With Uxer, you can automate almost anything you see on your desktop, web, or mobile with some limitations. It works both on Windows or Mac. When you combine Uxer and AI, you get an automation an LLM alone cannot do. Uxer can split big problems into small steps. It only uses AI when it's really needed. This makes it more reliable, more stable, and more affordable than any AI tools or doing it by hand. Here is what we will make today. Send a LinkedIn connection request, scrape accepted invitations, get info from their profile, latest activities and company page, and write a personalized message based on that, and then send it automatically. Before we start, you will need an Anthropic API key, the scripts link below, and half an hour to set it up. And remember, LinkedIn lets you send about 100 or 200 requests per week. You can follow the step-by-step tutorial, or if you get stuck, join our community at community.uxer.ai. And if you want it done for you, my team can also help. Let's build a LinkedIn outreach system that works all day, every day, which feels human, adapt to any change, and work better, more reliably, and cheaper than anything else out there. Let's get started. Okay, now we have 5 different scenarios. First, we are going to send invitations, and then we are going to script accepted invitations, and then we are going to script their profiles, prepare drafts based on those script information to create a hyper-personalized message, and then we are going to send message on all LinkedIn. So let's start. I will start with a fresh project, just like to be sure that you are able to follow what I'm saying, because those are going to be the exact steps which you need to follow. So let's create a new project from the beginning. I'm going to call this demo project. Let's say demo project. Okay. Let's switch to the project. Let's create a folder. And now we are going to create our first scenario, name of the scenario. I will copy and paste from my own version. Okay, here is the first scenario. And then I'm going to switch to code editor mode, and I will copy and paste the existing scenario, which I will share in the description. So you can find all the scenarios in the descriptions. So after I save it, we are not done yet. We are going to do a couple of different changes. First is, since we are going to save all the information to a data source, I'm going to need to create a data source for the relevant parameters. Here I'm going to come to data source tab. At the data source, it is going to be user table. And then we are going to create new table named LinkedIn invitation list. So inside that list, what I'm going to actually do is I will create the first columns, and then also I will prepare one sample data. This is important because we are using AI to create the data. So in some cases, what you say is that you give AI an example data and then expect it to return in the same format. For that reason, it's important to have a proper format and example, so that like we can directly say that like to AI, return me in this format. This is what we usually do. Okay, let me get the data from my another project. LinkedIn lists right here. I'm going to get the titles. Here's my titles. Let's say test. Oh. Then you need to save. Okay. And then the next step, what we are going to do is we are going to put the API keys. So actually what I'm going to do before copying and pasting the API key is that I will connect to my virtual machine. I'm using a virtual machine to run my test because I don't want to use my computer. I don't want to block my computer. For that reason, we have a couple of VMs so that it can run 24/7. So my agent is already here. I will go to sensitive data path, which we don't like save your API keys. You just can save your API key on your local in that folder. And then you just need to give the file name and then save it. Another step which I will do is I will change this system instruction. Actually, this is the prompt. I will just update it because I have the updated version. You don't need to do that because by default you are going to have the updated version already. So nothing needs to be done from your end. So I will just save this as well. Okay, the next step is I'm going back to the scenario. I will just want to be sure that my agent is up and running on the remote machine. So for example, to be able to prove that, I just want to take a screenshot. It just proves that everything is up and running from the setup side. I just want my agent up and working. As you can see, this is the screenshot from my agent. There's just a couple of important things. If I minimize the screen, if I try to take a screenshot again, it's failed. And also if you just close this VM and then try to take a screenshot, it will fail, which means that it will not work in real case. Because for some reason, when you're connected to another device using RDP, it just does not let your user to take a screenshot or control it. For that reason, we have implemented a functionality called logout without locking. If you want to close the session, or if you will just run the execution on the VM without you watching that, you need to log out without locking. In that way, user still will be able to use your virtual machine. So this is an important step. For the moment, I'm not also minimizing it. I will just move it here for the second to see. Actually, put it here. And then I will take it here and I will just run the scenario. And I will explain how my scenario is working at the moment. Let's close this. Let's start to run and see if something is going on the virtual machine. So here it's just open the LinkedIn page. Now what it does is just open the LinkedIn page. Some search I just prepared for my case was that I was searching for sales manager to be able to say that look, this user is just go to your profile, do this, do that, and then scrape your information, and this is a personalized message. This was my message, which we will talk in detail later on. What I do right now is just after it open, as you see, we just scroll down and copy all the text. So actually, while it is running, let me explain how is my setup looks. First of all, there's a loop here. What does this loop mean is that it shows how many pages you are going to scrape and send the connection request. Right now, there is only one page. I will just scrape all the existing page here, and it will not go to the second page at the moment. For example, if you want to send request for the people starting from the first page to the 10th page, you just need to change the number to 10. What it does is just it's actually changes the number here. As you see, it just adds the page number here and opens the browser there. How I get the number here is that, let me actually show you while it's running on the background. Let me open the LinkedIn so you can see how I got that paging information. So for example, I search for sales managers. I say sales manager, and then people. Okay, and then I just don't want the first connections. I want second and the third level connections. So I just also change the location to United States, for example. Okay, show result. Okay, here what I did is just like right now, I just look at the URL. I see a couple of things here, but I could not see the paging. So I just like switch to the second page. In that moment, I see the page here. So this is the URL which I used in my scenario. And there is some like SID. I think it looks like some search ID probably. For that reason, I skipped that because even if I use this, it works. So if I just like put, let's say like 4 here, it's going to open me the 4th page. Most websites work the same way. So you're going to see the similar things here for all the different pages. So this is my second step here. And the next steps from here to there is like the 4th and 5th steps is just like to be sure that the page is loaded when it's first open. How I prove that the page is loaded is just I first check if home text is visible on the page, because like when it's loaded, I should be able to see this home text, right? And then after that, I also scroll until I see the text next. What I mean is just like I want to scroll until I see any text, it's called next. Why I do is that because in LinkedIn, when you open a page, you don't see actually the complete page. It's not fully loaded. You just need to scroll, and when you scroll more and more, the rest of the page is loaded. Since I want to scrape all the page, I just want to scroll until the end of the page, and then this part is completed. So I can prove that the page is loaded and I am just scrolled until the end. My main purpose here, how I scrape a page with user, is that I just come to a page, click the page. After that, I click Control and A on my keyboard. This is how I select all the pages. And then I copy this text and I send this to AI, saying that like, look, this is my page content. Give me the things which I need. In this case, I'm just going to ask AI, saying that like, give me the names on the screen. So it will return me the existing contact names, which I did not send a connection request yet. For example, I said that like, don't give me if it's pending, don't give me the names if it's pending. So it will just exclude the Holly, for example, but it will include Patrick. So let's start from the beginning again, how I scrape the page. First of all, I click 500 to 500 on the page. What it means is that sometimes when your mouse is not on the right place, even if you push Control and A, it will not select all the things on your page, because that the cursor needs to be on the right place. For that reason, I just like right click some random place on the screen, being sure that on the browser. So this is what I did. And also I did not use left click. This is because like, I don't know what's going to happen at the exact point. I mean the 500 to 500, maybe there will be some links, maybe there will be something else which can break my system. So I just right click and then click send keys escape. At that moment, I know that I click the page, I'm still on the page. I can use Control Alt while being sure that I'm not switching to another page. So this is what we did here. We click, right click, and then click send escape, and then we select all the content, and then we just like copy the text to our clipboard. And then the next step is sometimes since I'm using VM, my VM is very I use cheap VM. Obviously, I don't need some like super high VM to run automations. I use as less as possible. Sometimes when there is like too much context on the page, Control C just works slowly for some reason. It doesn't happen on my own computer, but it happens on the VM. For that reason, to be sure that my clipboard takes all the information, I just added one delay. And then after that, this clipboard, I just assign all the text into my some variable. I call this completed page. And then after that, I use user action. User action is actually where we use Anthropic. Until that moment, there was no AI involved in the process. But this is the single moment which we will use AI until now. So this is my directly prompt. I will not explain the prompt, but what I'm saying in basically that this is my content on the page. Give me the names on the page. This is what I say, and it returns me list of the names in another variable, which I called here formatted list. Okay, so here I will have all the names in my formatted list. And after that, I scroll -10, which means that like I will just scroll until the top and start to send requests one by one. I think it has been completed. So I will run this one more time, but before I running, I just want to show you the report to see what happened. Okay, until here. So let's go to the last execution. I will move it here. Okay, great. So it just first opens the link and then go to the text home. What happens that like if there is no text, no home, there is nothing written home on the screen, it just takes another screenshot. We have a retry mechanism already built in. By default, it retries 10 times. If it cannot find, it fails. And currently it just, let's move it here. It tried one time. This is the first try. It could not find, it failed. And then it tried another one. Let's see the second one. As you see, the page is still not loaded. And tried one more time, still page is not loaded. Try one more time. Something is happening, but there is no text called home right now. Tries, and in the sixth try, I see that it has been found. It's success here. If I open another screenshot, which is, it's called like something reader, but it means that it reads has been completed. So you are going to see that. Let me open this in new tab so we can see bigger picture. As you see, it found the text directly on the page. So it's a proof that the page has been loaded until that moment. Okay, and then this step has been completed. Next step is something very similar, but this time it scrolls until it sees a text which is called next. This is the same thing you are going to see here. And after that, we click right click. What we do is just like right click here. It's an easy process. This was a screenshot the moment right click has been sent. And then after that, it sends escape, Control A, and Control C, and delay actions. So right now we have all the content in our clipboard. So what can we do is also we can check this step to see what happens. You can say it is completed, but if you want to see the details, I just come to the JSON and parsed values. You are going to see all the details what has been completed. For example, this is the output string, which means that this was what we had in our clipboard, just like some random text, but has been visible on the UI directly. So this has been assigned to the variable called complete page. And the next step, let me move this here a little bit more. Is it possible to make it smaller? Maybe no. Okay, the next step is to use the AI function, which we talked about it previously. And this is a directly Anthropic computer use call. We are saying that like, look, this is our data. Give me the names. So we are going to go to JSON again, look at the results, see what has been returned from AI. But actually we cannot see it directly here because we need to go to the sub steps and see that what has been the response from the AI. So AI responded us with the two names, Taylor and Emily. Okay, these are the names which has been returned. Let's go and see what we had in here. Actually, let me go. Can I go back here? No. Okay, it's maybe this is the one. Okay. Here I see that like, yes, here lots of things has been sent, and the Taylor and Emily are the ones which we did not previously send the connection request. For that reason, it just like returned me those names. Okay, so where are we right now? Let's see where we were in the scenario. We are completed until here. Yes. We just get the names of the list from the page. We scrape the page, we go to the browser, we just go to the search results, scrape them, and got the names which we will send the connection request. And then we start to scroll to the top to be able to search the names from top to bottom. Okay, the next part is to send the connection request. It is, it looks complex, but I will explain you, it's actually not that hard. First of all, I'm going to create again a loop for each person. I will choose the first person and then go to their profile and then send a connection request, and then we will just grab their link and save it to data source. This is what we will do. The first two parameters, the first 18th and 19th steps is actually just like to be sure that there is no page open previously. So just close the previous pages. It looks at the page saying that if there is any contact info text visible on the screen, just close it. Closing a window browser is some shortcut here. It's Control W. If you click Control W on your computer, it will just close the existing browser. So this is what I did to be able to loop like many people. And then what it does is just like it checks if there's any text, because if you go to let's go to the LinkedIn here. If you go, there is not, for example, there is no contact info, anything like contact info on the search page. But if you go inside the person's profile, you will see a contact info text. So it's just like be sure that if there is this text or not. If there is, it will just click Control W and the page will be closed. Okay, the next thing is we got the name here, person's name, and then we check that if that name exists on the screen. This is what we do in the 22nd line. If exists, then we click the name, right click the name, and then we just like click open the link in new window. Let's simulate that as well. Let's go to here. What we do is just we go to the name and then right click the text and open the link in new tab, because we are going to send a connection request. So you can say that like why we did not click the connect here, because we just don't want to only to connect. We want to take their URL, this person's URL as well. What I could do, actually, I can just like right click here and copy the link address as well. But I don't like this link address. It is just, for example, if I copy this link address, if I put it here, it's just like very strange text because they have like lots of things in the URL. It will bring me to the real page. So for that reason, I just wanted to go to the page and I just like want to grab that link instead of taking the full link. So this was the main point. And also there is no connect button for some of the persons here because of LinkedIn. Let me show you what I mean. You will not see connect request for everyone. Some will say like follow button, but like we don't need to follow anyone. Is there anyone like this? I did not see. Maybe I could not catch, but like I know the moments that where you will see not connect button but follow button. Okay, so let's go back to the scenario. Yes, we click and open the link in new window. So we have also another statement here. We say else, but it means that like if we cannot find the name on the screen, what we do is just like first we just scroll a little bit down and check the screen again. To sometimes, you know, like it's not direct on the screen, you just need to scroll and see if the name is there at least. After scrolling, if the text is visible, we do the same thing again. Right click and open the link in new window. And sometimes what happens that like even if you scroll, you will not be able to see because maybe you need to scroll a little bit more. Maybe it was already at the top, but you did not see it and something can happen and you can miss the name. At that moment, we are again using the AI at that moment. We are saying to AI that, look, there should be this person on the page, try to find it. Why I use AI in such moment? It's just like my backup. Actually, my first backup is to scroll. And the second backup scenario is asking AI to find that person. Because sometimes I know that AI or my scenario cannot find the person. So I also involve as a last resort saying that AI try to find it. And it can scroll up, down, whatever needs to be done and try to find that person. So this is my backup plan. Let's see if we have used any backup on the execution results. First of all, let's go to the Formatted list, yes, here is the iterations. As you see, since we have found a true person in the formatted list, I see two iterations. First is the first person and second is for the second person. We had only two persons. So if is visible text on the page, if this person was available on the page, it says not available. I don't remember the name. Okay, let's check the name actually here. Yes, we were trying to find the Taylor under his, so I think this was the first name which we were trying to find on the page, and it's not visible at the beginning. You just need to, scroll to be able to see that person. Let's see if our scenario was able to find after scrolling. Right now it could not find and fail. If it's here, and then where is the scroll? Here is the scroll. Yes, after scroll, it was successfully find the name. Let's see it here. Okay, Taylor is here. I can see the text here. Let me see it here. Yes, as you see, it was able to find the expected name here. So this is what we right click. Okay, this is done also, and we do not need to go to use AI. So we just like save some token. Actually, until right now, we use only one-time AI, which is to format the given text. So it is not like very expensive. Also, just like something I remember, I would like to share with you. Where is the, okay, here is the response. I would like to show you also how much token we have used for that single scenario. For the response usage, whenever you go to this like usage part, you are going to see how much tokens has been used. We have implemented the smart system. We also use cache mechanism for the AIs. So it's much cheaper than the existing input and output tokens. So right now we use like 3 inputs and 243 output token, which is basically nothing. But if you did the exactly same thing with only Anthropic computer use, for example, you are going to pay a lot of money, probably not tens, but like maybe even more than 20-30 times than the cost of this one. Plus, it was not going to be successful many times. With our existing steps here, you will like 99% of the time you are going to get what you need. Okay, so we open the profile, and the next step is to send connection request. So here I have some strange things here with the some signs. I will explain what does it mean. First, actually, I find the contact info on the page and then click text more. When I look at here, there can be lots of more text. I know that like there was, for example, here more profiles. So the first more will be this one at the moment. Imagine that you are reading a page. First you read from left to right and then go to next line and then next line. This is how user decide which is the one you need to click. Now the more is actually here, but we want to click this more. And I don't want to say this is the second more or third more because there can be more here, more there. For that reason, I say that like go to the contact info first and then click the more text, which is closer to that contact info. This is what is this logic does. It finds first the contact info and then clicks the more text just closest to that one. Let me show you in another way. This is going to be another way to see how it works. For example, right now I see more here and then another more here, right? So for example, I'm going to add, let's add this text in the basic mode. First, I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to add some dummy text here. I will click text more here, for example. Click text more. If I click here, for example, there is more here also. I forget to unclick that one, but that's fine. Okay, when I click this one, it just verifies the location. As you see, you just like this text is highlighted, which means that if I run this text, it's going to click that more function, but I don't need that. For that reason, I just like will not use that one, but instead I will use click more and more. Let's click this one. As you see now, I just see that the more text has been highlighted, which means that this step will click the more button as we expect. Okay. Let me go to code editor mode. We got an error because more should be not here. Let's save this one. Okay. So the next thing is I'm just like want to click the connect button next time. So what I do is just like I go to connect info and then to close this more and then close this connect button. This is going to click the connect button. As you see, I just like use text everywhere here. We have different let's say call it like object types actually. Let me show you any. For example, here is the classifier. We have different classifiers like text, input label, button, anything else, lots of other things. But I usually prefer to use text because this is the most reliable way. We read text very, very good. So even if it's a button, it has still text inside. So instead of saying that like click button, I prefer to say click text name of the button because it's more stable. Because depends on the UI. Our AI sometimes cannot decide that if it's a button or it's not button. For that reason, I most of the time use directly text. Okay, where are we now? Okay, we click text, we click connect button, and then next is send. Click text, send without a notice. What we do is we right click, open this in new tab, wait for the load, and then we are going to click. Okay, I just click this one and then click connect. Okay, and send without a note. This is what we are doing in the scenario. Let me see, send without a note. Okay, we are done until right now. Let's go and see it on the report page as well. So this is my scenario. I come here, I just open this one. I'm in the first iteration. Let's go to the relevant page and be sure that the connection, we just like click text send without a notice, without a note. Let me see what happened here. It was successfully done in first try. As you see, we are just like on Taylor under SEO profile, and then we will just click that correct place. So this is done. And then the next steps which I have after sending a connection link is to copy the profile link. So let me show you how I copy and save the profile link. So first I just click Ctrl L. Ctrl L means just like when you click here like Ctrl L, it will go to your URL directly. And then I come here, press Ctrl and C to copy. And then I use clipboard action to save it as a profile. And in that case, I save it as profile link. So in that variable right now, I have the profile link of the relevant person. Okay, person, this with the curly brackets, person was our like list in the beginning, which we prepared from the, let's imitate this person. This person is coming from here, from the formatted list from the AI. And now we edit this link information on the profile link column. We save the clipboard to profile link. And after that, we just like save profile link on the main person. And I just add this link, which we copied from the previous steps, to the profile link column. And then invitation status, I update the invitation status as request sent. And the last step is that this is my main data source. I'm saying that like add this person details to the data source. This is my last step. So I have imagine that I have like 100 person, and this next person, which we get the profile link, name and invitation status, now will be saved to the LinkedIn invitation list. And then after a while, for the second person, it will do the exact same things. And after a while, it will do the exact same things for the second page, for example, or the third page. So in LinkedIn, what happens in LinkedIn is that the first page is not always the same every day or each moment. It just like refreshes itself. So I usually keep it 1, 2, or 3. Because LinkedIn has some limitations. So if you want like to run this every day, maybe you can keep it to 1 to 3 or 1 to 2. This is up to you and how you want to use it. So I think we are done. Let's see the results now. Okay, I will go to data source. Here's my LinkedIn invitation list. As you see, here is we have the name and the profile link, and the invitation status is request sent. So we are done with the first scenario. Okay, so the next one. Our next scenario is script accepted invitations. Okay, I will just like save it and paste the script directly here, and then I will see if I need to change anything else here. Okay, let's save and let me take a look. I open my invitation connection, my like accepted invitation. This is the link, right? Let me see. Yes, this is the recently added people. So I open that link, and then I make sure this page is loaded by just clicking sort by. I just like click this place to be able to ensure that like page is loaded. And then what I do is I again Control A and Control C. I press Control and Control C to copy everything. And then I just like give some delay because my VM is very slow. And then I save it to a variable. And then I again use user action, saying to AI that like, look, this is my data on the page. Just give me all the names on the page. Okay, great. This is going to be the list of name on the page. Okay, then until now, I don't need to change anything. And then after this, I get all the people in the list. And then what I do is I look at all the peoples in my list, LinkedIn invitation list, say, and comparing them. If they are in my list, change their status. If they are in my list, change their status from request sent to accepted. So, like in LinkedIn, you cannot send message to everyone. So the person which you send the request should accept the invitation. And only after then you can send the request. You can send the message. For that reason, I just like scrape with the sending request every day and then change the statuses to accept. It's easy actually. And then after that, what's going to happen? For example, if I had someone, let's actually imitate that we have something like this. Let's add Brianna Paulson to my list. I will just like use the same information here. Not needed. And then don't forget to click save. Okay, so right now, if I run this scenario, let's see what happens. Okay, started run. I will open the VM and let's see what happens here. It's opened the correct page. Now it click like sort by. Select everything. After selecting everything, it will save it. And then let's see. Go here and let's see the results here. Let's compare what happened. So it find like 10 people from 0 to 9, right? There should be 10 people returning from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And Brianna Paulson, let's open all of them. So iteration 0 failed. There is nothing here. If it's successful, you should see longer things here. Okay, for example, here I see that the accepted invitation worked for this line. And actually I can just search like this. So I see this has been successfully done only for one time, and it is for iteration 3. Let's see what we have in iteration 3. Okay, it's here. Can I see the details? Let's see. And then expression. Yes, Brian Paulson. And it is saved. Let's also look at here. It's invitation status accepted. But we don't see Brian Paulson here. Okay, so this is the second scenario. Let's move on with the third one, which is scraping profiles. So now we send the requests and then we scrape the names of the people who accepted our invitation. Our next step is we are going to go to their profile and then they scrape their profile information. Actually, this is the most critical part of the automation. So bear with me. I'm going to create a scenario called the script profiles. Let's go to code editor mode and save it here. And then right now I know that like I saved those information to another data source because like my LinkedIn list will be very huge. You know, like if I will send this to thousands of people, it's going to be huge. But I want to separate them to another data source, which is called LinkedIn contacts. So let me create another data source here called LinkedIn contacts. And then I will probably use the same column names, but let me check. Be sure that everything is under control. Okay. Yes. I will again write like some dummy data here. Okay, this is done. Let's okay. So coming back here, let's see what's going to happen. Actually, right now what should happen is that since I have only one person in the list who accepted my invitation, it should go to this person's profile and scrape it. Before explaining to scenario in detail, let's see actually how it will work. Let me close them. Let's go and let's do some cleanup here. As you see, my VM is like really slow. Right click. I'm not in right click right now. Let me clean these ones. Okay, and then I will come here. And then next step is to run the scenario. Okay, let's run. So it's going to look for all the people who has an accepted status, and then it will open the link of that person which we saved. Okay. And then it will look for a text if it is if there is like more text here. If there is, it will start to scrape. What it will do is just like it will first scroll a little bit and then right click as we did previously, and then click escape and then control everything on the page, wait 1 second and save it. So right now in this variable we have saved the profile page. And then next step is to close the window. This is what we did. After that, we are going to scrape to latest activities. So right now, actually, what we are doing is we are not going to their profile page, but their latest activity page, recent activities. This is the link which you need to go. And at that moment, we go to the link, make sure that the page is loaded, and then again, scrape all the text. And right now, my activity page variable is the latest activity of that person. And the next step is, this is important, right now it goes to, we are going to their detailed experiences pages, and then we click text present, which means that if there is a present text, which means this person is working right now. I will show you here actually. It's just like still running. Oh. But I will explain you. So we are here. Let me open the LinkedIn on my. So let's go from here directly. So what we are doing is just we are clicking the text present. Okay, let's see. Okay, here actually this is the experience page of that person. This is dynamic directly, like you go to details and experience, and you are going to go to their detailed experience page. And here, if there's a text called like dash and present, I click that text, so it will directly bring me to their latest company. Okay, after I go to their latest company, I'm also going to grab their company profile page. So I click that, and then if there is text about, which is a proof that the company page is loaded. Let's see it here. First one, let's work this one. Let's see here, yes, we are on the about, we are on the company page right now. And our next steps after that is again Control A, Control C, and save the current company page into a variable. Okay, these are succeeded. And then let me see from the scenario here. Okay, so we have actually here a couple of tricks to handle different scenarios. And sometimes when you read this like space dash and space present text, it's the OCR which we are using sometimes cannot correctly find it, or it can find like that dot in the end, because sometimes LinkedIn adds some type of like strange icons, and it can read it as space dash and then space present dots. And sometimes if you find any of them, it's going to work, because we also say like if there is text, click that one. If not, you are going to try the second option, which is with the dot version. If it's visible, you are going to click, and then it's going to be okay. If not, you will just like mark that like this person has no current company is working, because like, if you are not working anywhere else, if you're not working at the moment, you will not see this dash present text on the screen. So we will say that like their current company details not available. So if you have a current company, then what we do is we check the about page if it is visible, and then scrape everything else. And then we are done with that. And the next step is to close that window. Okay. And then we mark their status as scraped. And then now we are going to the AI again, saying that, look, this is the information I have collected. Okay. Now I want you to create me as draft. We will not create draft right now. I just like want you to summarize in detail all those pages. So we are going to send to AI like lots of different information, saying that like, look, this is the company page, which we create, activity page, profile page, and then we are going to say that like in detail, summarize everything to me. So right now, profile details will have those informations retrieved from the AI, and then we are going to add that information to our LinkedIn contacts data source. So right now, let's go back to here. I'll just like refresh by going back and forth. I'll first go to LinkedIn invitation list. As you see, our status is changed from accepted to scraped, as we did in somewhere here. Yes, here is a step which changes that person's status from accepted to scraped. So you don't want to scrape same person many times. Right now it's scraped, and then I will go to LinkedIn contacts details. Right now you see a new text here for Emily. For Emily? Oh yes, for Emily, because like why? I will tell you why. Because this is what we did, right? This is Emily's link. Right, okay. So this is the link which has been scraped. I just copy pasted from the above. Okay, so everything is fine. So Emily, this is her profile link, status is scraped, and let's see the profile details. we are going to see lots of details here, right? Like this is because retrieved from all of the pages which we scrape, profile details, latest activities here, and then current company. If you want, like this is AI prompt, what we are using in user action. It's just a prompt. Whatever you want to focus on, you can just give whatever prompt you want to have. And then you are going to get the results. The important part is to be able to go to their profile and then scrape them and then combine it in a nice data source. This is the most important part. So yeah, we have all the information about Emily right now. And our third workflow has been completed. So going with the fourth one, and the fourth one is actually much easier, is to prepare drafts for that person's drafts. So rather than just like doing everything once, I just wanted to prepare drafts as a separate scenario, because like sometimes I want to check if the messages looks correct, because we are in the service business. We are going to send message to relevant people. So I just like don't want to send garbage to people. So this is my prepared draft scenario. What I do is actually I take all the persons one by one from the LinkedIn contacts. If the person status has scraped, I don't want to just like prepare message for the people I did not scrape, right? If the status is scraped here, then I'm saying that like, okay, your goal is to prepare a draft message. I give some example like this, like that, and then this is the information you have about the people. And then after that, I just say that the status right now is message prepared. Right now, let's run this. And our expectation right now is to have this message field populated. Let's see last execution. It is still running. I can see that from the button here. If it says still cancel execution button, it means it continues. Right now, it's completed. So I will refresh the page. And then we'll go here, and then I will see my message here. It says like, hi, Emily. I noticed your recent post about recruiting top sales. Sold out. Everything is good. Now I want to connect you. And right now, actually, my sales pitch is that like, look, this is the information user agents have collected. User agents have actually reviewed your profile, analyzed it, and prepare you this message with automated workflows. Can I send you a demo? This is my actual sales pitch. Right now, I have sent somewhere around like, let's say 100 messages to people. And I got yes response somewhere around like 10 people. So it's just like 10% for me. My ratio, I don't know in like how it's called in marketing terms, but like my response rate for the messages I sent is somewhere around 10%. When I was doing something similar with the cold email marketing, mine was somewhere around like 1% or less than 1% probably, because like most of my mails were going to spam probably. So I think this is a super effective way of sending messages. So let's actually send a message, right? We prepared the message and we are going to send the message. Let me copy and paste the last scenario. Okay, here there are some tricks as well which needs to be explained. Okay, do I want to send really a message to Emily right now? I don't know, because like maybe I did not send. Okay, I will not send right now. Actually, I will just will not click to. Okay, I will not like send message. If I just remove these ones, this, or actually I can just comment all of them. I will just like comment this part, just like to be sure that I'm not going to send the messages. So right now, let me explain what happens here. Right now, I just take everyone in my LinkedIn contact list, and I choose from them the ones which I prepared the messages. And then right now, I cannot directly in LinkedIn, for some reason, if I just like try to write this down, it just does not write. I think this is because how the LinkedIn application is built. You cannot like write something like that. It just does not allow you to do this. But if I manually go to paste this one to Notepad and then copy from the Notepad, then I was able to write its own LinkedIn messages. I don't know how it works for the regular automation tools. Probably it will work in some cases, but in my case, it did not work. For that reason, what I do is I just like write this text to Notepad. I open Notepad, write this to Notepad and copy from Notepad and then send it as a mail. So this is my scenario. This is how my scenario built. So let's run this. It is going to first, it's just like moving by itself or what? It just opens Notepad and click text Notepad to be sure that it's loaded. And then I write it here on the Notepad, the message. And then I again select all and copy it to the clipboard. And then I close this one. I close the Notepad. Okay, and then I will open the link of that person's profile. And then I will make sure that home is visible right now. I will wait until home is visible. Yes, and then now I will click. I will find the contact info first and then the message. Oh, no message because like we are not yet accepted. So we are going to trick that a little bit. Okay, let's change the person's name. Someone accepted, for example, Brianna Paulson, right? I'm just going to replace my data source here. Okay. And then I will save it. It should be okay. Now let's check the last execution result. Something should fail here. As you see, it comes, open the profile link, but like it cannot find the message text on the VI and it fails. This is what we have been facing. Let's run one more time. Looks like VM is not responding. Okay, it's failed. I will try one more time. What happened? It failed again. Let's see what's happening. Okay, this. Right person message. Why you are not able to write? Let's see here. Because we deleted for some reason. Okay. Let's run this one again. And then we will run the another one. So let's see. Oh, it will not work. First, we need to change the state to script, right? And then it should do what it's supposed to do. Run this one, and then run this one. The second one is now queued. Okay. It is still running. It is completed. Now this should run. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. It copied it. Let's follow the steps also here. Okay, now we are waiting for home to be loaded. Right now, which step we are in? Refresh. It says it clicked. It says this is also successful. Why I don't see? Oh, okay. Okay, it was here. I see. So everything is ready. This was my message. So let's see. I noticed your recent post about this is the same message which we said, not the same, but something very similar. So I think this looks pretty personalized and looks like I'm not sending bulk messages. It just finds some specific things about that person and sends it. Okay, let's see the end results. Right now, in the end, what happens is that we are going to have a data source. All right, let's refresh this page. We are going to have a data source with the people who you have sent messages, and then you are going to see their status, and you're going to you can just leave your automation and it can work for you as long as you wish, keeping in mind that you are going to have a limited request that you can send per week on LinkedIn, somewhere around 100 to 200. Okay, I hope it makes sense. And if you have any questions, you can write us on the support channels or on community channels, which we highly recommend to post on community channels, because if you have a question, I'm sure that many other people are also going to have the similar questions with you. And if you want to do it, you follow everything here. You can follow everything here and then apply the same things. But if you want, we can also do it for you as a consulting business. So thanks for watching. It's long and boring video, but I hope you learn lots of things. And this is a real valuable automation which we can implement. And this has a real value. It's not like some AI automation tool which just what it does is just book something on your calendar. It does not have meaningful purpose for me as an automation engineer. I know that it can help some people, but it's not my real use case. I just want to do something specific which can reduce my time, and which I just don't want to do this same thing over and over again. And with the automation, you can do whatever you wish. This is just example for LinkedIn, but I'm going to extend it for many different cases in my scenarios. Probably I will, my next, one of the next aims will be is that I want to do something similar for our consultancy, consultant services. I just want I want to find companies who are posted on LinkedIn, some new automation engineer jobs, and I'm just going to ask them for our consultant services. It's going to be a really good proof that we can do this automation without any doubts. Okay, hope you enjoy it. Have a nice day. Bye.